Hello and welcome to Sweet Shot Games Dota 2 Pub Stomping with Luna Guide. Luna is a very versatile carry hero who can go several different builds and be very successful. Now, she can have very good early to mid to late game dominance, but typically you want to decide whether or not to focus more on the early to mid game dominance or the late game dominance. So in this game I thought that I would have the better late game dominance, and so I figured that I would go for a Hand of Midas. However, as you'll see, this is a lot more difficult for me because my opponents ended up tri-laning against me. So I like to start with a point into Lunar Blessing, which will give you and your teammates good bonus damage, which will help you to last hit and deny. I also recommend getting a Arena Protection, Tango, Salve, and 3 Iron Branches, and the Arena Protection can then be used to upgrade to your Tranquil Boots or Arena of Aquila, depending on whether you need more health or mana. And then the Iron Branches can be used to upgrade to a Magic Wand. So I want to talk real quick about going up against a tri-lane, which can be extremely difficult, especially if you're not getting any help from your team. And so Warlock and I ended up getting off to a really rough start against this tri-lane, and we should have been more defensive right from the get-go and just stay underneath our tower and maybe even fall back to our tier 2 tower. However, we ended up turning it around to some degree, picking up some extra kills, which helped us to catch up in the farm that we were missing out on. Otherwise, Luna is great for last hitting since she has such a high base attack damage with her Lunar Blessing. However, she has a very short attack range, so you need to be careful not to move too close to your enemies. So for skill build, I recommend maxing out your Lucent Beam first, Lunar Blessing second, and then finally your Moonglaive, but skipping that until your other two are completely maxed out. So typically I recommend the Tranquil Boots, which are really good for getting you through the early to mid game. This will give you really good movement speed, which will help you chase down some enemies as well as escape some others. And then when you decide to go into the jungle, this will give you a little bit of a heal to keep you going. However, if you have a really easy lane and you're getting free farm, just go for the power treads. So the Ring of Aquila and Magic Wand are completely optional and depends on whether you need the early game help or not. Some other great items if you're looking for a more mid-game dominance would be a Drum of Endurance, which would give you and your team better pushing power as well as be great in team fights. Also a Mantis style, which would give you really strong offensive and defensive capability, or a Maelstrom, which would give you some really good pushing power, or a Sanjin Yasha, which would be really great for ganking and for team fights. So once you hit level 6, look for opportunities to use your ultimate. Try to seclude one of your opponents away from other enemies or creeps, since it will randomly select a target within its radius. However, here I didn't have to use it since Warlock ended up using his ultimate instead. Also look for opportunities to push with your team. Luna is great at pushing even without her Moonglaives, since her Lunar Blessing gives bonus attack damage to all of your teammates. Another great item that's always good on Luna is a BKB, and should probably be either the first or second item that you go for, and this will be great for team fights. In team fights, remember to use your ultimate at the most opportune moments, and make sure that your opponents are in range and in sight, otherwise it will not hit them. Some good late game items for Luna, depending on your situation, include a Daedalus, Monkey King Bar, Butterfly, Heart of Tarask, Eye of Skadi, or Desolator. Remember that these items are very situational, and so each game you'll have to discern which items will work best for you. In this game, I decided that after I got the BKB, I would go for some pure damage with the Desolator, since my team was doing a good job of protecting me. So thanks for watching, and be sure to check the description below for some more information on how you can contact me. Now, go stomp some pubs with Luna and let them know how you got so pro.